Oh, yeah, it's that time again. What's up, everybody? I'm your man, Monster, coming through. We back live at the Apollo TV, episode 7 or 8. It's like 7 or 8. I think it's 7 or 8. Either way, we're going to bring you a great show. Sorry we're a little bit late. We had some shit we had to take care of. That's none of your business. But just know that we're here now, and we're ready to bring you a great show. You know what I'm saying? Creeping, and I can see him creeping in the shadows. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some torchness in it.
What's good, everybody? What's going on? You heard what Monster said. It's M&T Live at the Apollo right now. Woo! Sabres game, lovely Sabres game. We will report on that a little bit during the show, but we have a whole lot to talk about. Yes, man, the excitement. Don't you just wish it was more games for the Buffalo Sabres? We'll talk about that later on. Man, you know who you with. The fire starter, the monster, you know, Andre Torch Robinson, and Joe Monster McDowell.
Yeah.
In the building. So, listen, we got a great show for you. Want to shout out the Apollo Media Center. Want to shout out Daddy O's Pizza. Want to shout out Maisha's Fashions. Want to shout out Nicole for making this beautiful new Rise Up Family God Life shirt. Yes, great.
Stand up, show them the gear, Torch. Get the merch spin.
Great. Overcome devastation. Yes. And make sure you create your own image, y'all. Create your own image. Super important. Now,
I got a plain ass champion sweater on. It don't say nothing.
Guess what? That sweater might not say nothing, but we got a whole lot to say on this show. Make sure you like and share. If you're on YouTube right now, if you're on Facebook right now, you're on Twitch, make sure you share this show. Monster. It's been a monstrous week this week. I just got finished talking to OJ Howard at the game earlier. And I was talking to him, you know, we had some conversation about the Buffalo Bills last week, and the week before. You know, shout out to NCW because they was here last week. You seen what they was doing. Shout out to them.
We'll see them on the 30th.
Yes, we will. We'll see them on the 30th. We will be on location. Now, Monster, the offseason has been monstrous. Von Biller dropped a nice little jewel this week on the fact that he is, you know, trying to lobby. You know, LeBron James usually is the one lobbying for everything, but lobbying for Joe Hayden to come to the Bills organization. My question is what is your thoughts on that just right off the jump?
Didn't Joe Hayden replace Porter when he left Cleveland?
Ooh.
Wasn't that who he replaced? I think, or was he in Pitt? No, I think it was Cleveland at the time.
Are you allowed to drop jewels like that, man?
But either way, it's a business. Porter deserves to get paid, but come on, let's be honest. He's pushing, what is he, 30, 32?
32.
He's 32 years old. Like, buddy, you kind of, should the man get paid? Yes. But is he going to get paid the money he's probably looking for here in Buffalo? He's not. Now, if there's anybody that can figure it out, Torch, it's Brandon B. Big Baller B can work the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Jim Ordorf?
Give me $3,700 over here. Give me $2 million over there. You know what I'm saying? Over there, we got money over there. I got to pick up money over there. Brandon B will make it work if it can work within what Jordan Poyer demands, what he wants, and what we're willing to pay him.
Absolutely.
But as good teams do, if Poyer decides to walk, Joe Hayden's not a bad idea. I'm just saying. I don't mind the facts. You never want to be caught as an organization with your draws down.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? You got nobody play safety. Poyer at the last second says, you know what? I'm going to go sign somewhere else. And now you don't got a safety. Right. You're standing with your draws down. And you ain't going to win the Super Bowl with no draws on.
Right. Especially with your draws down. I mean, your draws was already down 13 seconds, Kansas City. And that's how, you know, sorry. Yes, I'm fire starting a little bit today. But I have to remind you that the Buffalo Bills were 13 seconds away from another AFC championship game in which the Cincinnati Bengals, they might have beat them, you know, with the team that they had last year.
They'd have whooped the Bengals ass,
right,
bro.
at home. You know, it'd have been pandemonium here, you know, because no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Joe Shiesty would have been face down in the Tiz nerf. We would have kicked the shit out of Cincinnati last year.
So, with that being said, it is important to make these decisions. Organizational moves is super important. We talked about it. Monster, I just got a question for you. As the offseason starts, my question to you is, what is the biggest thing that the Buffalo Bills actually really need to work on to get to the next level?
They got to solidify better corner. They need another corner. We've talked about it before. They need a corner, And the pieces we brought in, you know what makes me comfortable about the D-line, Torch? Is that all these people we've seen before. They've been here. You know what I'm saying? Phillips been here. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable with these people. I've seen them play here before. I know what they bring to the table. So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the outside. Okay? Because granted, we were 13 seconds away without Tre'Davious White. But Tre'Davious White didn't sprain his ankle.
Right.
Tre'Davious White didn't break a finger.
Right.
Tre'Davious White had a major knee injury for a guy who depends on stopping, starting, cutting, changing direction. That's all knee work.
Yeah.
So let's hope that he rehabs, which I know it won't be a matter of work ethic. Trey gonna work his ass off, but it's physics.
Correct.
It's what your body handles. If your body doesn't take it, your body doesn't take it. Like the surgery and the rehab can only do so much. So let's hope it holds up. If not, we're in a worse position than we thought at corner. So I think that position needs to be solidified sooner than later. But I'm sure Brandon Beane's got a plan for that shit.
Well, you know what? Everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know, Monster. What will the Buffalo Bills do with pick number 25? Is it time to go get a veteran corner, or is it time to get somebody out of the draft? Do they move up to get somebody in the draft, or do they move down?
I don't see him moving up. Like who's really the prize that they're going to go up and get, and how far would they have to go up to get him? You know what I'm saying? I don't see any real huge positions that we need to go up that high. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him taking a running back that high. I don't see him taking a cornerback that high. You know what I'm saying? So it brings to light, what position are you going to take?
Wait a minute. Whoa, sir. Are you dropping jewels right here? Are you saying certain things that are going against the grain for what most people have been saying? Because most people think it's a corner. Most people think it's a running back. Are you saying there's another position that maybe the Buffalo Bills fill at 25?
There is.
And which one is that? I'm just wondering. Which one?
It could be a bunch of things. It could be a bunch of things, but the thing about picking draft picks is this. Brandon Beane's told you, I'll tell you who I'm going to pick, but if they're not there, I'm going to take the best player on the board. So when he either stays at his pick or trades back, I don't see him moving up, but that's my opinion. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't work for the Bills. So whatever he does with that pick, it's going to be based on best player on the board. So you can't solidify, if we pick at 25, we're taking a running back. How do you know that? Maybe by the time he gets to 25, the top 7 running backs are off the board already. You're not going to take the 9th ranked running back on the fucking board with the pick that you got that high. You know what I'm saying? When at the 25th pick, you're going to take the best player available.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you real quick. Who do you think the best player available is actually in the first round of the draft? That's just something, for the folks that want to know. Monster, your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know, Torch. I don't know. Because I look at this and I look at the, you know what I mean? I look at the people, and it's just, I don't see what we need to address. I don't see the pieces in that first round for anything significant that we need.
Ooh, so no Bryce Hall, no Sauce Gardner.
Bryce is a fair scheme. I think he'd be good.
Now, Monster, explain the scheme that the Buffalo Bills have for those.
Who do you think? Who do you think?
Honestly, I'll be honest. They do need some depth at the offensive line position. I get it. They got a couple of pieces from Tennessee, Roger. They got a couple of pieces. But, I mean, when I look at it, D lineman, the interior D lineman has been settled already. Tim Settle. Right, we got Tim Settle and others.
We settled that
with Settle, right? But then you have the offensive interior lineman, and then they got pieces from Tennessee, and then you talk about left guard position, and is Deion Dawkins going to be healthy still? Those conversations I've had.
It's such a methodical thing, though, if you think about it. Because we need to better our run blocking. So what did Brandon Beane do? Brandon Beane saw out 2 people that blocked for King Henry. You know what I'm saying? Quisenberry and Stafford.
Smart.
They play together, and it's worked. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can't deny Derrick Henry's production.
Can't.
So to bring those 2 here, Stafford was a no-brainer, but to bring in Quisenberry afterwards that he's familiar with, that's a bona fide G move. That's smart. You know what I'm saying? Those are 2 guys in Tennessee that learn that system, that block for one of the best running backs in the league, and they're going to continue to build those pieces. But I think that's a very important move for our interior line, is bringing in the depths like that. Quisenberry hasn't missed a game in 2 years?
Right. Absolutely, he hasn't. Now, There's another position that's out there. I know we talk about running back, we talk about corner, we talk about interior offensive line.
You're gonna bring up a boring position.
No, wide receiver is not boring, is it?
Okay, yeah.
You love wide receiver.
Making sure. Who should we pick as our third down linebacker?
The punter. Nobody wants to pick a third round linebacker or a first round linebacker when you got linebackers as such. Now, by the way, for you guys that's listening, tuning in right now to M&T Live at the Apollo, you can call us, bang my line, 716-481-8249. What do you think the Bills should do at pick number 25? What do you think the Bills should be doing now? As of right now, we've seen everything else. We want to know what you've done. Shout out to Dalton Smith, by the way, at the Special Olympics today, doing big things, always bringing home the gold. And he's a gold mine in real life, too. So shout out to Dalton Smith. Callers, let's go. Wide receiver, Jameson Williams is out there. Buy or sell. Ready? Buy or sell.
All right, don't matter.
Wide receiver.
Okay.
Goes off the board in the first 10 picks.
Yeah, but it's not going to us.
Buy or sell?
Oh, I buy it.
Buy it. Okay.
I buy it because there's like we talked about before. There's so much lack of I don't want to say equality. That's the wrong word, but of good wide receivers. Like there's such a gap. You got the guys at the top, and then you got everybody else underneath them. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a lot of depth and talent throughout the league. So, yes, there's teams that need that. Are they going to reach for it? Yeah. Are they going to pick somebody too high? Yeah, it happens every year. But the point of the fact is you're trying to find that guy. So there are teams, yes, that are going to need a wide receiver. So, yes, I would be surprised to see one go that high in the top 10.
All right.
There's a lot of stupid GMs out there. There's a lot of really stupid GMs out there. There's a lot of dumb franchises.
Right, like people who take Christian Kirk and pay him $20 million.
Jake Delhomme. But you know what I'm saying? You know what else makes me laugh about everything we've talked about, everything that's going on in the NFL, the moves, whatever. Baker Mayfield's like, I want to be traded. And everybody's like, yeah, we don't give a shit.
Nope.
Baker's like, oh, we traded. Nobody gives a shit.
This year's Mitchell Trubisky coming up. Baker Mayfield. This year's Mitchell Trubisky from last year.
Baker sitting at home going, what the fuck? What about me? Like, I'm still here. I make cool commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody's like, yeah, Baker, we don't give a shit.
We don't care. You'll sit the bench. We don't like your attitude.
You're the next Johnny Manziel.
Speaking of which, I know we love to talk. We love to talk Bills talk here, but we got to get into another topic, and it does pertain to a quarterback as such. Another one whose attitude is kind of misconstrued, and sometimes he's misguided. Cam Newton's comments, on the podcast.
Tell him what he said, Torch.
Tell
him what they said, Torch.
Cam Newton, sir. Cam Newton. Talking about how women should just play their role at home and let the men lead. Dun.
Okay, Cam, first off, you're a jerk off. Second off, you shouldn't degrade women when 90% of the time you fucking dress like one. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna put that women when you look like one? Looking like Medea instead, you know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry in the building throwing bombs. Don't talk about women's rights and you should get in the kitchen and make a sandwich. You should get on the practice field and learn how to read a defense. You should get on, so don't worry about what a woman's doing. They'll handle their business. You get your punk ass on the field and work on your football game because you trash ass shit. So the fact that you're bringing up your mouth, just flapping your gums about women, it's absolutely deplorable. And if I was a woman and I saw him out, I'd kick him in the balls. I would. You're ignorant. I don't like your statement, and I'm going to kick you in the wiener.
Perfect time to throw on some neo-soul music as I wow.
I've hated Cam Newton for years and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
Make sure y'all clip that. What you just heard Monster say. Clip that, all right? That's right there. That is a Twitter post, y'all. Y'all like to tweet a lot. There's the Twitter post right there. You heard what my man Monster said. He said, you don't like that, man. Cam Newton. What is your problem, brother? Do you not understand that women are making moves in this world? They are progressing. They are, elevating in every aspect, whether it's sports, education, such and such. We are not in the 1960s, sir. We believe in empowerment here, by the way, at M&T Live at the Apollo. We believe in empowerment and elevation and the up and up of positivity. Okay, so
Cam Newton, picture of positivity.
You see that face? Do you see this whole entire? Do you see that? Right. Yeah. You see that face? Now, Cam Newton, come on, man. You keep putting your foot in your mouth, and this is why teams are very skeptical of you being on their football team. Is Cam Newton going to be started this year? No, you know.
No, and it's not based off stupid comments. It's based off the fact that he's ass at football now.
No, and on the top of the fact of his attitude, right?
Right.
Who wants to, put up with that? So, here's a question. Buy or sell? Cam Newton gets a job before Baker Mayfield.
I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell.
Explain why.
I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell because Baker still has promise as a football player. Baker wasn't completely ass.
He promised you insurance, and you didn't get insured.
but Baker can still. Baker can still ball. Like if Baker goes to the right thing, he's still young. He can still do something. All right. Cam Newton's past that point. Cam Newton's on the downside. Okay. The best years of Cam Newton are behind him, and that's crazy because if you think about from MVP and what he did to how fast that crash came to him being garbage was ridiculous. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It came fast,
exponentially fast.
Right. Ooh. So. With the diversity in the NFL organizations, with the diversity in the front offices in a lot of these organizations, I wouldn't want to be the person that brings him in and then has to go into those executive offices with these women in the face when they damn sure heard what Cam Newton said. I wouldn't want to be that guy. So I think there's going to be I think he kind of blackballed himself a little bit.
He played this. Do you remember a couple years ago when Cam Newton made the comment about women talking about football routes? Jesus, my goodness, Cam, you didn't learn from that? Like, come on,
what's his agent doing? Like, you're making a ton of cash off these guys. You know what I mean? Obviously, Newton's a complete moron.
Moron.
Right, because he keeps just repeating the same mistake. As an agent, you got to look at him. Hey, you're Cam Newton, right? I'm calling you. I'm Cam's agent. Answer. Yeah, the woman stuff you keep saying, yeah, knock it off. You sound like an asshole, and nobody's going to want to give you a job. So shut up when it comes to women's rights. Cool? I'll meet you for sushi on Saturday. That's how that should go.
Damn, I was going to ask, can I make movies instead? I'm sorry. Can I make movies instead? They might buy that.
No, because a lot of women run the executive movie studios now.
That's true.
Shoot himself in the ass.
Yeah, don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Shoot himself in the ass that he usually has a dress on.
Terrible. Terrible enough. All right, well.
He's just mad at women because he wants to look like one.
Yeah. Ooh. Well,
I'd make him dress up like that.
Right. You are watching M&T Live at the Apollo. Myself, Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter, is here with Monster Joe Monster McDowell in the building. And if you missed the first, 15, 20 minutes, you missed already some entertaining news and information and talk. First and foremost, we talked about the Buffalo Bills a little bit, and then we talked about, obviously, one Cam Newton, who you just heard us talking about just a second ago, but we got to get in the line of fire. It's time to get in the line of fire, and that line of fire is this, I
should have hung the flag higher.
You should have hugged. Yeah, man, in the line of fire. You see this? This is right now in the line of fire.
Look how shitty that is. I bricked it. Like, it's got to go up higher. But the way the cameras have been set up for the last couple of shows, that's the position it needs to be in.
Speaking of bricks, by the way.
Down.
Speaking of bricks, let's talk about the NBA playoffs a little bit, sir. Are the NBA playoffs exciting without LeBron James or without LeBrick James?
Okay, I don't watch the NBA all season long. Don't care. But as soon as the playoffs come, I watch because Lincoln loves the playoffs because as long as Steph Curry's in it, he's watching the playoffs.
Ooh.
But he doesn't give a damn.
Okay.
So we watch every game we can. But so far, has the playoffs missed LeBron? No. You think the playoffs missed LeBron? You think they missed LeBron when Embiid hit that 0.8-second shot to win it from three-point land, ding-dong, the big 7-footer? You think they missed LeBron none?
No.
You think it wasn't newsworthy when Boston chanted? I'm not going to say what they was chanting at Kyrie. I mean, besides Kyrie sucks every time he touched the ball, because I'm a church-going man. I don't cuss. You know what I'm saying? I don't cuss like that, Torch.
He cuss like a sailor.
Trying to find the Lord and turn my life around on a positive path, and everybody all right. See, now I forgot what I was saying because Jesus like done smack my train of thought. He's like, Monster, you shouldn't be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to smack you down. But no, the playoffs have been great. The playoffs have been great. The Warriors are rolling. Curry coming off the bench, just going with it. They shut KD.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Curry coming off the bench. It's like asking for pigs to fly in the same sentence. Like, what? Curry off the bench?
Yeah,
Since when? What?
Coming back from the injury. He come back from the injury. They had to ease him back in with the minutes. So they eased him back in. First game, he was getting back into it. It's been over a month since and then he was just Chef Curry with the pot. Like everybody knows my opinion is Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player that ever lived. Okay. I'll say this right now, and if you want to have a fight with me about it, that's cool. We can get water guns and go at it somewhere in an undisclosed location. But the purest shooter in NBA history is Steph Curry. He's the best shooter in the NBA history. The only person I think you could put in the same category with Steph Curry as far as natural pure shooters. Now, don't give me the Larry Bird shit. Don't give me the Reggie Miller shit. No, I'm not talking about them. The only one I think that's in the same class or could possibly be close was Ray Allen.
Woo!
Ray Allen was –
And statistically, you'd be correct. 110% you'd be statistically correct. By the way, we do got some comments on here. Guy Key said buy or sell. Bills trade up in the draft. LOL, just working out the King's Monster. If Monster went to church, he bust in the flames. Ooh-wee.
Walking to church, I burst in the Hall of Flames. Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol of Fame on the wall of fame.
Ooh. Yeah, I did like that, actually. And speaking of rhyming and things of that nature, yo, listen. You know what's been rhyming for the Golden State Warriors? Because you speak of Steph Curry coming off the bench is they've been having a lot of pool parties. Man, Jordan Poole. Man, I thought rivers overflow with water. I mean, these pool parties have been overflowing, and the Austin rivers just haven't been able to touch the Jordan Pools of the world. These pool parties that the Golden State Warriors is having. Monster, my question to you is, since we already over the fact that we don't care, LeBron, that you're not in the playoffs. Actually, we are excited that you're not in the playoffs, sir. For once, good God Almighty, we don't have to look at you in the playoffs.
Oh, I got a phone call. Yo, it's for you. I don't give a shit about you.
Right. By the way, are the Warriors now the favorites in the Western Conference?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're the favorites, but what I do know is that every year, like I said, every year in the NBA playoffs, you see somebody have their coming of age party. Last year for me, watching the NBA playoffs, it was Devin Booker in Phoenix. Ooh. Devin Booker became an elite, you know what I'm saying, last year in the playoffs and how he played with the injury to Chris Paul and you know what I'm saying, and how he got through it. So last year, and this year I think it was Poole. Watching those first couple games and what he did when Steph was down and limited to different minutes, like you need those players. You need players that you're not counting on to step up. You need those surprise players that come in during the playoffs and they give you that X factor. You know what I'm saying? They give you whatever you needed because you don't need to just score and play great defense in the NBA to win championships. That's why Michael Jordan didn't win a championship until he realized I just need to do whatever the hell the team needs on that night, whether it's defense, whether it's scoring, whether it's passing. I just need to be that piece and that cog that makes it run. So when you have people come in like Jordan Poole just out of nowhere and help, especially in the absence of somebody like Steph Curry, one of the best shooters this league has ever seen, that's a good benefit for the Golden State Warriors going forward. You're going to have to pay his ass at some point, but for right now, the shit is butter.
I tell you what, you gotta like what the Golden State Warriors have done as far as Andrew Wiggins. They have Jordan Poole. They have Klay Thompson coming back, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green. Those guys are really playing. They can shoot the lights out of you. I mean, Stephen Curry had 34 points in Game 3 in 23 minutes. Oh, by the way, the struggle Nuggets are being the struggle Nuggets again. And by the way, I need to ask this question.
But they're missing pieces, though, man. Michael Porter Jr. is a big deal.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. They're also missing their star.
I forgot the other guy. Yeah, but they have two major pieces out, and Jokic can't do it by himself. He's a one-trick pony.
We call it soft points that he's getting in this series right now. Soft points won't get you nowhere. But Nikola Jokic might be the MVP again for a second year in a row. Do you agree with that, sir? Because I don't.
Like I said, I didn't watch the regular season. I never do, and I never will. So I can't say who the MVP is. But based on what I've seen just in the playoffs, it's like, come on, man. This guy's your MVP. This guy's the most valuable player in your league, in a league full of young superstars and a league full of great stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your dude right there? Like, no, I don't buy it. Like, I don't buy it. Like, could he do what Dirk does? No. Or what Dirk did? No. Dirk got MVP because Dirk was Dirk. Dirk was one of the best players in history. But yeah, buddy, like I don't agree with the whole Jokic thing, and it's just like So let's get to the 76ers and the Raptors.
Oh, yeah. There you go right here. Hold on. Matter of fact, speaking of which, you was talking about Joel Embiid earlier.
That's your MVP from what I see.
The Raptors, 110-102 in Game 4. They avoid elimination today in Toronto. I know the 6 is going crazy because they avoided elimination, but they still have a
6 with my woes.
And they still got more woes to come because it's going back to Philadelphia, and they still got another elimination game for Game 5 coming up Monday. I
just gotta say this: I got no ill will towards the city of Philly. I love the city of Philly. I love the Sixers because growing up, I was a huge Allen Iverson fan. AI, one of my favorite players of all time. Followed him from Georgia, so I love Philly. But I can't stand James Harden, bro. I can't stand James Harden. Like, I just can't stand Harden at all. I don't like his game. I don't like James Harden. I've never been a fan. I thought he was overrated when he was in Oklahoma. Dude, they had Harden, Westbrook when he was good, and Kevin Durant. They fucked that up. That was good. You dropped the ball on that. Now Westbrook is just what happened to him. And Kevin Durant shut out in the second half, had 0 points in the second half. You shut out the Durantula? He looks old, bro. He looks real old. Like his movements and shit, like coming back off the injury.
You better get it back together.
Durant looks old. Like it happened like overnight. But yeah, Drake and the boys, you can celebrate for one more day because when it goes back to Philly, they're going to end this game. You have no answer for Joel Embiid. You simply don't. The dude is an elite athlete in a game where you don't have Shaqs anymore. You put somebody like Shaq against Embiid ain't going to eat. But the sad thing is you ain't got no Shaqs laying around. Nobody does.
Nobody.
It's all Anthony Davises and all the thin, small, tall dudes. You know what I mean? There's no real girth left. Like, what you gonna get Simbu Lara in there, 7'4", 300 pounds? Like, you know what I mean? So I think they're gonna end that game. They're gonna end that game. They're gonna end that series. Next game, send them boys home, and let's get on to the next round because it's Toronto. Who really gives a shit except Drake?
Absolutely. Now, going through the Eastern Conference, obviously, talked about Joel Embiid a little bit in Toronto, obviously, living to see another day. But we got the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks who play tomorrow, Game 4 in Atlanta. Who do you have winning that series?
I got Miami and Jimmy Buckets. Like, Miami's a strong team. They've been strong all year. Like, Miami's been consistent all year. They just strong. Miami's just a beast. When you put that talent together, like I said, led by Jimmy Buckets, you just watch the way they play. They fast break well. They play defense well. You know what I'm saying? And they're outmatched. Like a couple of these series this year are just outmatched, and this is one of them. Miami's a way better team.
By the way, Bam Adebayo should have had Defensive Player of the Year. That's an outrage that he didn't get Defensive Player of the Year, but whatever. It's very disrespectful in my opinion. And Miami will win the series. I mean, the Hawks barely beat the Heat in Game 3 by 1 point. I think the series is done in 5. I'm gonna be honest.
It's hard to win 4 straight games against the same team, no matter how shitty they are. It's hard to win something. It's hard to win 4 games against the same team.
Absolutely, no question. And speaking of that, Brooklyn will definitely have to be in the house, and KD will too, as Game 3 is today coming up with the Brooklyn Nets and Boston Celtics. You already know Kyrie was getting heckled in Boston. But what do you see?
They were shitting all over Kyrie. It was fantastic.
What do you see coming up for the rest of the series? Do you see a Blake Griffin sighting? I'm hearing that here comes Ben Simmons in Game 4. Do you see LaMarcus Aldridge?
None of them are going to make a difference because Boston plays phenomenal defense. Like, Boston is the best defensive team in the NBA. Like, you can bring back all those guys. They're not going to do anything. Like, the Nets look old. The Nets can't hang with Boston. The way they play defense in the fast break, Boston is a great defensive team. They create turnovers. They hit the glass well. Like, you watched the last game I watched, when they showed Kevin Durant, they couldn't do shit. They couldn't get open. As soon as Durant touched the ball, they had the double team on the perimeter. So they double team on the perimeter, and he makes a bad pass. He had 7 turnovers. Mm-hmm. Like, when you are able to lock down a talent like Durant, granted I said he looks old, and he does, but if you're able to lock down a talent like that, like Durant, 0.7 turnovers, you're one hell of a defensive team. And Jason Tatum is a bad man. So I think Boston I think Boston takes care of business and finishes it.
Ooh, wait. Well, I tell you what, 4 for 13 from Kyrie, not going to get it done. 4 for 17 from Kevin Durant is not going to get it done. 18 to get 27 points coming from the charity stripe will not get it done against Boston. I think you got to have a Blake Griffin sighting or LaMarcus Aldridge sighting, just for the simple fact to bring some bigger presence on the floor to help out, Kevin Durant, obviously, and Jason Tatum. I said this years ago. Jason Tatum is a superstar, coached by Coach K. Shout out to Coach K and Duke. Shout out to them. Phenomenal player, and he is up and coming. He will be a top 3, top 4 player for years to come. Now, Milwaukee and Chicago, 2-1. Obviously, you've seen Game 3. The Bucks blew out the Bulls. Game 4 is in Chicago. What's your thoughts on this Bucks series? As, by the way, Chris Middleton left with an injury.
I was going to say, didn't Middleton get hurt last game?
Yes, he did.
Middleton getting hurt is a big loss for them, because that puts more of the focus on Giannis. While Giannis can do what Giannis does as one of the best players in the league, he can't. It's hard now in the NBA, to the days of Mike and the days of prime LeBron and the days of prime Kobe, where you can beat a team by your damn self. You know what I'm saying? They beat teams by themselves. We've seen it. It's just that it's not the NBA anymore. The NBA has evolved, so you don't have that anymore. So you can't just have one guy take over a game. You know what I'm saying? He can have a great game, but he's not going to win you that game. Okay, so they're going to need pieces to step up if they're going to stay in it. I think they win in the end regardless, because they're more talented. I think Milwaukee takes it. But the loss of Middleton, that's going to be a big loss if he's out more than, let's say, 1 or 2 games. That's definitely going to affect him down the road. But that's it's been a closer series than I thought. The Bulls have played them tighter than I thought they would. Excuse me. So the Bulls aren't lying down. But I still think in the end, Milwaukee's just too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Milwaukee will be too much. Moving on to the next series in the Western Conference, might as well talk about that Phoenix series. The reason why I asked the question earlier about Golden State is because Devin Booker is likely to miss games 3 and 4. And Phoenix leads 2-1. Obviously, you seen Game 3 was very tight. All right. They are still in the Big Easy for Game 4. Who do you like in this series?
I still got to go with Phoenix. Because as good as Chris Paul was playing last year, when he went out, Devin Booker stepped up. Now it's going to have to be vice versa. You know what I mean? Devin Booker's out. Chris Paul's got to elevate his game, which we've seen, and we know he can do it, as well as the rest of them. Okay, DeAndre Ayton is a beast in the middle. All right, DeAndre Ayton is very, very physical. That's a finals matchup I would like to see just for that position. I would like to see Ayton versus Embiid in the finals. That would be one hell of a matchup to watch them two dudes.
We got to see Giannis and Embiid. Giannis and Ayton.
I would love to see them two dudes battle. But I think that Phoenix is stronger. Like I said, I think they're able to overcome. I think that they're deep. Like I said, they got Ayton. You know what I mean? Chris Paul. They got a lot of weapons. So if he's got to sit down for a couple games, it's going to make it a little closer, but in the end, it's talent. It's just they're a better team. They're better coached. Like, they've been there before. So, and it's a first-round series. Like, let's get these series over with. First round. Got me on here giving my Dickie Vitale to the first round. You know what's going to happen. Shitty teams going to lose. Good teams going to win.
Absolutely. Right, absolutely. Speaking of 2 teams that aren't usually talked about in the playoffs, but are in the playoffs, is Memphis and Minnesota. Exciting series so far. Ja Morant going.
They still got teams in Minnesota. I'm just playing.
Yes, they do.
Ja Morant's one of the best young players in the league.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, you got the cat.
D'Angelo Russell having a good series.
That series, to me, I look at that series. That series is a push.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I can't look at the Grizzlies or the Timberwolves and see a distinctive advantage on either way. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can look at Boston and say they're a better defensive team. You can look at this team and say they're a better offensive team. Those 2 teams are pretty even. Those 2 teams are even. Morant's great. They got good super. It's an even series to me. I haven't really paid too much attention now, to be honest, because it's Memphis, and you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot more exciting series out there. So I haven't really caught that one. But what I did watch, that's my take on it.
Absolutely. Now we got the Warriors and Nuggets. We talked about the struggle Nuggets, 3-0 tomorrow. Denver better get it done, or they're done. They're sweat. They're gonna get the brooms out. Denver, Mile High, gonna have a whole bunch of cleaning up to do. Do you see a sweep, or do you see a Game 5?
I don't see a Game 5.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, I don't see it. the Warriors are a championship team. They have championship pedigree, okay? And the way they're going to handle business. They're going to do what they got to do. They're very motivated. You got to remember, Klay Thompson was out. Like, you don't think Klay Thompson's motivated to get back and get another ring? You know what I'm saying? Right. Curry fighting injuries. Like, you know what I'm saying? And to have those people back, that helps people like Draymond and people like – now, look, love him or hate him, I'm going to say this, all right? And I'll be the first one to say it. I respect what he does. I don't like Draymond Green, but he is this generation's Dennis Rodman. The dude can flat out play defense, and he can change a game with how he plays. You ain't got to like him. You ain't got to like how he plays. But you can't deny the fact that dude balls his ass off, all right? So when they need him down there, then you factor in Poole. And you factor in when they get Wiseman back, and you factor in all these pieces. It's just like they overmatched. They already down 3-0. You think 3-0? Could they choke? Sure, it's sports. Anything can happen. But I think the Nuggets are done. I think Golden State finishes squeezing them and taps them out.
There you go. Speaking of which, taking note, the Jazz need to take note as Dallas is looking really good too. The Dallas Mavericks last 2 games, they won game 2 and game 3. It's in Utah for game Dallas. 4. Who do you have in this series? You got Dallas, and they don't have Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and that's what is scary because they up 2-1 without Luka. You know what I mean? They're up 2-1 without Luka, and Luka is a bad man. But I haven't really watched a lot. I'll be honest about Utah and the Mavericks because Luka was out. Like, what do you want to watch Dallas for? They ain't got Jason Kidd no more.
All right.
That old school reference. See that old school reference?
I heard the old school reference.
But as the playoffs start to get down and we start to get rid of these first round teams and we get into the second round and then we get into the conference, that's when you're going to see stuff amp up. That's when, you know what I'm saying, that's when you're going to see real basketball. That's when you're going to see the shit hit the fan torch. You know what I'm saying? Right now they're just weeding out the weak. Weeding out the weak so that the strong can fight for that title.
Absolutely. Now, we got a couple minutes left in the show. I want y'all to take note real quick because guess what? We've been taking note to another local team that's been playing, and that is the Buffalo Sabres. Monster, your thoughts on the Sabres before I play this lovely clip?
Donnie Meatballs. That's what I want to give him. Done a fantastic job. And like you said when we led the show off, I wish there was more games left because they're finally starting to get it. They're finally starting to get it. And the fact that this team and these kids have played in front of empty arenas, it's not on these kids. It's not on these kids. We need to start making our way back and supporting these kids. All right, Jack's gone. The shit attitudes are gone. The garbage product is gone. All right? And I speak for myself, too. I speak for myself because I didn't go to any games. I take Lincoln any games this year. That's why I'm not spending my money on that bullshit. I told Lincoln flat out. Dad, can we go see the Sabres? No. Why? Because they play like shit. Like I'm not wasting 3 hours and buying $8 hot dogs when I know we're going to lose 5-0. That's not an enjoyable night for me. You know what I mean? So, but next year we're going. Like I want to see Owen Power. I want to see Dylan Cousins. I want to see the emerging Tage Thompson. You know what I'm saying? I want to see all these pieces. It's a completely different team from the last time I went to see him. So I think going forward, you bring in JJ Peterka, you bring in Quinn. Isn't it Quinn?
Yep. Yeah,
is it Quinn?
Yeah,
I call Quinn Hughes because there's Jack Hughes, there's Jack Hughes, there's Quinn Huges, and there's Jack Quinn. Like you guys get different names, you confuse the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
So once we bring those guys in and solidify the goaltending, I'm going to be excited. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put my money where my mouth is next year. They earn the respect for me to take my son back into the building, invest my money, and watch that product again. So I'm very excited going forward, and I'm very excited to see what they do in the offseason.
Absolutely. By the way, today, Sabres 5-3 over the New York Islanders. Casey Middlestat scored at 12-11 in the first period, scored his 5th of the season. Rasmus Dahlin got it in on the power play, his 13th of the season this year. Tucky on the assist, 26 assists of the season. Tage Thompson, his 37th goal. Will Tage Thompson get 40 goals? That's the question to be asked.
Tage Thompson's got more than Jack ever did.
Absolutely. Vinny, big VH in the building. Vinny with his 13th goal of the season at 12:48 gave the Buffalo Sabres a 4-1 lead. Then in the third period, just as the Islanders scored 2 goals and you thought maybe they'll make a push, Jeff Skinner skint all of those thoughts and chances with a goal at 12:40, and then a fight ensued. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen the Sabres fight for each other this season like I seen today, which is a phenomenal sign. All right. I got to give props to Don, Coach Don Granato, for what he has done, because, I've been with him all season, asking him questions, and here's some, thoughts from Don Granato.
That's what we want. We want guys fighting for each other in situations like that. It was really nice to see.
What did you say about a guy like Skinner, who seemed to be getting on his hard skin for most of the game? Got under their skin by scoring the fifth goal, and got under the skin again by calling film.
Well, we talk a lot, John, about don't give your emotional energy to the other team, and don't give it away. Make sure what I mean by that is make sure you're ready to score the goal. Make sure you're ready to execute the play, and don't put all your attention and emotional energy toward, redemption or revenge against another opponent. Let's stay to task. And, Skinner's goal there pretty much sealed the game. And it came after all of those, what looked like individual confrontations and altercations. He never lost sight of his responsibility to his team and teammates, and to the system we play, and he was ready to score a goal. So I love that. Lots of times you get guys that have emotion, and that emotion then pulls them away from their game and their ability to score. And that was really something to tip your hat to Jeff for. Yeah, it's interesting. You say we.
All right, we'll have to get. All right, Torch gonna have to find that. Torch, you gonna find it? Torch.
Different situation. Late.
Torch gonna find it.
I'm sorry, but I'm tired of questions about the power play. Okay, moving on. There we go.
Would love to score a little more, but
Coach, I think you did a phenomenal job with the growth and development this season. What you've done is nothing short of remarkable. A lot of people are happy about this team right now. But what's the key ingredients you think for next season that this team may need so that they can get to the next level?
Yeah, well, thank you for that. It's a nice compliment, but it's a lot of people involved in that and growth here. And we've big part of the middle part of the season, games whatever 20 through 50 were survival. We had lots and lots of injuries and roster depletion, and you're going into games and just trying to survive it. I've mentioned a lot lately that we've had a stable lineup, and a lineup that I think General Manager Kevin Adams has done an amazing job to put a lineup together that we're going to have and could have for many years. So a year ago, I look at our lineup and you look at how many guys were in it that aren't here anymore. We had a lot of UFAs. This time of year right now, we are looking at a lineup that, for the most part, will be here in training camp next year because we have these guys signed. And that's exciting for me as a coach because you can build right now for next season, and you can start next season from a foundation that was built this season. You don't have.
All right. You heard the fire starter getting the fire going with Don Granato. I got to ask some real questions. Some of these guys ask the most piss-poorest questions in the world, and I'm just putting it out there. I got to. Ask some of the most piss-poorest, boring questions in the world. I mean, how many different ways can you word a question about a power play? I'm tired of hearing it. Okay. We got a lot to look forward to with the Buffalo Sabres next season.
I'm excited. For the first time in probably 10, 11 years, I'm excited. I'm excited. As I sat there, as all of you did, and watched Kruger put Skinner in the press box because apparently Skinner don't know how to play hockey, but then he leaves, and look, Jeff Skinner knows how to score again.
33 goals, 20-some assists.
You got Tage ripping goals. You got Skinner scoring. Dahlin's our first defenseman in 600,000 years with 50 points. You know what I mean? Like
Kruger's turning over in his bed right now if he's
he's not. Kruger's sitting somewhere eating chicken, counting his money with his shirt off. Like, he don't care about us. He got paid. He's still going to get paid for, I think, the next 3 years off us.
Wow.
We pay more coaches that don't work here than we do that do work here.
Well, guess what? With that being said, I hope y'all pay attention to us even more for the next 3 years as our show is about to conclude. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Oh, by the way, Bisons play at 6. o'clock today. Bias is playing the Scranton Wilkes-Barre team today at 6. We will be there. Nevertheless, I will see you very, very shortly.
I know.
Shout out to the Bison so far, top of the Triple East division. And with that being said, we're going to leave on top too. So for myself, Andre the Torch Robinson, and Joe Monster McDowell, this has been a phenomenal one. We will see you next week again with more of the great sports news that you get from M&T Live at the Apollo.
We're going to do the Dennis Miller thing from Saturday Night Live. Remember that? That's the news, and I am out of here. It's time to go and play some baseball. We out.
All right. I don't even know how this